What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Bullets, Barbells, and Barbecue. I'm your host, Brett. I have Chris, the artist formerly known as Heavy C.
Overweight lover.
I got Matt, Deuce. And we got Tanner the Head.
Deuce squared.
Yeah, Deuce squared. It's like kind of like Deuce Bigelow, but shit your pants.
But without the gigolo.
Yeah. It's our check-ins and knowledge. The more you know. It's always good stuff.
Are we going to run over the show partners, or are we just going to...
Yeah, well, we'll get there.
The more you know, and there's got to be like a
just
little...
the good ones.
ding or something afterwards. Yeah.
We'll
we
get
just
to
shoot a flare at the camera.
Good idea.
We got our show partners at Elite Nutrition Omaha. Check them out at EliteNutritionOmaha.com. Use code B3 at checkout for 10% off. Go to the store, yell B3.
Get a free shaker.
We also have Rosewood Block, the best cutting boards in barbecue, fully customizable. They have great ones in stock. Check them out at rosewoodblock.com. Use code B3 at checkout for 10% off there as well. All right. So it's check-in. We're a day early. We're recording Friday because we had a special guest. If you didn't listen to our Wednesday episode, go back and fix yourself.
Yeah.
So it's Friday. This is pre-ruck. We haven't done that yet. I am drinking Blackberry Crown, though, which if you haven't
it
tried yet,
smells
it's
so good.
pretty solid. I asked Matt if he wanted me to spit it in his mouth, and he said no.
Yeah,
Well, not that.
technically you wouldn't be drinking.
Yeah, if I spit it in your mouth, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if I do like a butt bong, that's not actually drinking alcohol, is it?
Yeah, I think if you asked Andy, he'd probably be impressed. I'm not
Like
mad, I'm impressed.
if you're willing to do that just for a drink, all right.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, that's mental toughness.
Make my own Tide Pods.
But yeah, so Chris, you're running.
I'll lead it off. Yep. I'm still running. I just added in some sprints, though. I'm trying to get in, not sprints. Let's put it
A fast jog.
a faster. So I'm trying to get my pace down. So I'm jogging for a mile.
Like a medium
Your
pace.
pace up time.
at a
down.
medium pace. I'm getting I jog for a mile.
That's a 90s flashback.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Well,
Adam
we're
Sandler.
old here, Tanner.
Yep.
So I jog for a mile, then I do my 8-minute pace for, quarter miles, then jog, quarter mile, 8-minute pace. I just started implementing that, so.
How was the 8-minute quarter mile?
It sucked, Tanner. I'm
Did
not
it?
going to lie to you. It wasn't enjoyable, but I can keep doing. I felt pretty good during it.
Hold on, you said an 8-minute quarter mile?
Yeah.
Well, he did the 8-minute mile pace for a quarter mile.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
The
very...
thing is,
I was like, I could do an 8-minute quarter mile.
Yeah,
Fuck that. I'm
Jesus.
an athlete.
while I'm doing it, I could do this for 3 more rounds and just do an 8-minute mile, but I would not be happy at the end of it. So that I know that I'm not where I need to be right now.
So is your goal to increase that to a half mile, or is your goal to increase your time to 7 minutes and 30-second pace?
I think what I'm going to do, I've been thinking about it, is I'm going to just keep increasing it like that.
Increasing your distance.
Increasing the distance with it until I get used to it, and then I'm going to go up to a half mile, and then I'll probably adjust the times if I...
And then try and push a little bit faster.
Yes, that's the
That's good.
plan.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
I think the goal is it 3 miles
3 miles, 24
in
minutes.
18 minutes?
24 minutes.
24 minutes.
18 minutes. Get the fuck out of here. So I'm only running, I'm running Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then in between there, I do my burpees on the Tuesday, Thursday, and on the weekends. Do burpees.
So
I'm
what,
trying to get 100 plus burpees unbroken at a decent pace.
and this might be some good information for people for things. Your work schedule's changing.
Yes.
So what do you... How are you going to adapt your training?
Actually fucking stressing me out.
Because it can be hard. It can be hard if you're used to somebody who works later at night.
Yeah. I've had this work schedule for 9 years. So I'm pretty, set in my schedule. And now I'm going to have to get up at 5 in the morning and then work out after work. But now I work out before work because, So I'm interested to see how my fatigue level is going to be different.
It's crazy that your grinder account isn't taken off yet, so you don't have to work.
I know.
That's
Gotta go
right.
foot finder, dude. That's
It's
where
probably
at.
it's probably the second, the hole I got in my back still from this large scar from my surgery. It's really holding me back.
I think that would be
I think
a bonus.
a bonus hole.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
I believe that's called like
nobody's. I guess
I think
nobody's
it's called a
into it.
catch hole.
the one hole subscription and then
It's like
buy
something
up
to
to the
look
2
at.
hole.
It's like when you're squatting, you got that point that you stare at.
It's like it's like the whispering eye.
Like that could be a hook to just hang on to.
Maybe I need to add like a tattoo or something to it. Maybe that would help.
A bullseye?
Yeah, nah, that's too. everybody's done that.
Have somebody like have a head with like the mouth open, and that's the mouth.
Yeah,
But it's your face.
so it wasn't that.
The person who's behind you.
Anyway, I'm kind of stressed out about it to see how it's going to affect my.
So
I'm not
have
really
you-
worried about it affecting my lifting. I'm more worried about it affecting my running, to be honest.
I mean, your lifting's already kind of at a low level anyway, so it's probably not
Yes.
gonna.
So I don't really have to worry about that much.
How do I go down from 0?
Is there a negative number?
I think
called
that
paraplegic.
You should like when you run, like when you get home from work, like you go right to run. I think if you chill at home, you're not running.
Yep.
That's probably true.
Or you'd be an early morning runner.
But here's the thing with me. If I don't run, let's say I come home and I don't do something that I'm intending, I am not happy with myself. Like
I know, but then you're just going to be a dick and not run.
I probably should just come home and get right into it.
Yeah,
Because-
like drink your pre-workout or something on the way home, or give a little bit of caffeine or whatever you're doing to be ready to go.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm probably just
Oh.
yeah.
Yep.
Nothing like making you work out by drinking a pre-workout. Right.
Right.
Well, fuck.
Fuck, I've
Got one thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, you know how many times we've had like a sign like, hey, the gym will be closed this day for either like a meet or like a remodel? We'll have it up for like weeks. It'll be on social media. Fucking somebody always shows up. Hey, we're closed. Bro, I already drank my pre-workout.
Yeah.
Fuck, sorry about your bad luck, dude. Maybe you should learn to
do
fucking
some push-ups.
Yeah, go
Fucking
outside,
run
do
around
some
the building a
push-ups.
couple times.
Or you know what you should do first? Maybe learn how to fucking read.
Yeah.
Hey, easy now.
Oh, fuck, man. What have we had, Floyd Mayweather? Come on, what the fuck? Learn how to read.
Those are customers, Brett. Customers.
Yeah, and that's why we put up a sign, because we want our customers to know what's going on.
Right.
And we post it, and you post it on social media.
Yes.
It's not hidden.
No one reads signs.
It's really funny. It's always that guy who hasn't been here for 2 fucking weeks anyway. He's like, well, I'm just getting back at it. Well, I guess you're waiting till tomorrow.
Yeah, you-
Oh,
Right.
dude,
Come
it's just
back
like we close like 4 days a year.
Yeah.
Holidays or meets, whatever, right? And then all of a sudden they'll have a video at like some other gym. Yeah, bro, how to get it in? I'm like, we didn't get it in the other fucking 6 days. I don't know what the one day fucking threw you off was. Like,
Yeah.
So unless you have like a very specific meet that you're training for, and it's like you're
Oh, yeah,
building
that's
up to
different.
something. But most people
just
don't.
or just go to a different gym for like you can, but don't come here first because you don't know how to read.
No, but I'm talking about people who will go to a different
yeah.
gym
But then they make a post about it, like oh, this
at the
place
gym
is
and be like,
closed,
yeah,
you can't-
gym was closed, how to get it in? Well, you didn't come the other fucking 6 days out
Fucking
of the week.
idiots.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway,
Don't
Tanner,
make me sound like an asshole because you're
Right.
poor planning.
Yeah,
Okay?
they're probably liberals.
Along your cardio training, I was listening to a podcast that was talking about cardiac health and kind of ways to improve and stuff, and they brought up something that sounds terrible, but is wildly beneficial, and it's called Norwegian 4x4.
that sounds like a sex
Yeah.
tape.
It's a gangbang. Yeah.
I was gonna say
It's a gangbang on
Also
your
the name of your
soul.
sex tape.
Man, did you hear
Yeah.
about the Norwegian 4x4? Dude.
Crazy. So what this
Matt
is,
takes 4 Vikings.
hey, why can't I be one of them? Why do I got to be the one fucking getting plowed?
You brought
I'm
it
not
up.
against it. I'm just asking.
You got a pretty butthole.
I do. It's cute. So the program works. You do it once a week, and it's 4 minutes at as high of an intensity as you can sustain for the whole 4 minutes. So it's not like an all-out sprint, but if an all-out dead sprint is 100%, obviously you can't do that for 4 minutes, but maybe you can keep like an 80% effort for 4 minutes.
I would say 75, 80.
Yeah, so you do that for 4 minutes, right? Whatever you can maintain really close to for 4 minutes. Then you have 3 minutes of
Dying.
pretty much nothing, right? You want to the goal is that your heart rate
Completely
come
recover?
back down,
Yeah.
come down to normal, and then you repeat that 3 more times. So 4 minutes on, 3 minutes off, 4 on, 3 off, 4 on, 3 off, 4 on, 3 off. So you do that, and that's tremendous for like improving VO2 max and just getting everything working. And there was a study done where they took 50-year-old individuals who were healthy but untrained, and they had them do this for 2 years. So they did this once a week. They also had them add in just some regular training, but stuff that's
Nothing
been
crazy.
studied enough to know that you're not going to see a huge improvement, right? But they did this training, but the big change was they did this program 1 day a week. They were measuring their heart, and they took all kinds of measurements like EKGs. They actually went in and measured like the wall thickness of the heart, like the electrical output and contractions of the heart and all this stuff. And they gave everyone a cardiac age at the beginning, and everyone was right around their age, like 45 to 55-ish. No one was like, hey, I'm 50, but I've got a 90-year-old heart. after 2 years of doing this, the average heart age dropped by 20 years by adding a little bit of exercise. Again, like the exercise that was added in on top of this stuff was nothing that's like mind blowing. It's like there's a ton of research out there. Like, yeah, you're going to be a little bit better, but it's not going to do that much to your heart. The big difference was this consistent program, the 4x4 program.
Don't you log that like distance or something and then try and match it every week or improve or something? I thought there was
you could.
Yeah, I thought there was another component
there's a different program that's that you can do it's 3 rounds, and you run the first round for
that's it.
a distance.
Yep.
Right, you run that for as far as you can, and you do it for 2 minutes, and then the next round you run for 2 minutes as far as you can. Right?
The next round you run the same distance, however long it takes.
Yeah, however long it takes.
Yep.
And then the following round you run, is it that the one you do for time, and you try to get at least the same distance
That's the first time.
as the first time?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But that's the one where like it's essentially a lose-lose. Like there's no way to cheat it and like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm just going to run easy this time because it's just shitty the whole time. But yeah, that's another trainer for like VO2 cardiac.
It doesn't
stuff.
sound bad, but
It is.
that's what I'm. It does,
Right.
when you hear it like 4 minutes, oh, you can do it. But even running that like quarter mile
Right.
at 8, I wouldn't say that was 80%, but it still sucked. And doing something at 80% for 4 minutes,
Right. Wild, but it was crazy. Like the study that has that, and then there were other studies that there were other studies that included that program, but they weren't as isolated as like you're doing this program and then these little other things. It was like you're doing this program in conjunction with other things. Like another one was they did that program, but then they also did over the course of a week they did 4 hours of what they classified as high intensity type training. And 2 hours of that was at 80% or higher. So, I mean, that's just a ton of time spent at that high 80% range. And that one showed the same thing. Like the cardiac health improved a shit ton. Like the cardiac structure got so much better as well.
that's kind of controversial from what everyone talks about nowadays, though, because everyone's all about the Zone 2 training.
Zone
you know
2
what I mean?
is still huge. Like Zone 2, if you like doing just for like endurance training, listening to Peter Attia talk about it, and what he's reading and what he's seen with high level athletes, Zone 2 consists of roughly 70 to 85% of their training is Zone 2. So even if you're like a sprinter and all stuff, like the vast majority of your training is Zone 2 because it has huge cardiac benefits. The downfall of Zone 2 training is that it takes a long time, right? You have to accumulate, I think it's upwards of 150 to 200 minutes of Zone 2 every week is like the minimum to have an adequate cardiac output. So now like Zone 2 you could technically lump into just everyday stuff. Like if you were taking conference calls from home and you just walked around in circles at your house, technically that's Zone 2 cardio. Like Zone 1 cardio is, I don't know, this, right? And kind of being alive.
Standing is Zone 1 cardio.
Yeah, so Zone 2 is still really important for just general overall fitness and like maintaining that, like, I don't know, I call it that success level of physical preparedness. But when you start sprinkling in special things like that, and it's not just the time spent at that 80% or whatever, that maximum effort, it's the cycling up and down because you have these big swings in cardiac output and then it comes back down and then you swing back up, and that's doing stuff with like blood pressure and other hormonal secretions that come when your body's like, oh shit, I got to work really hard. You got to flush all this lactate out and you got to do a bunch of other stuff in your body when you cycle through stuff like that. So there you go.
The more you know.
Work that in.
The more you know. A little less shitty every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, the program sounds terrible. Like
It's 75 hard. Still
chugging along. Didn't have to reset.
There we go. What day are we on?
Day 7?
No, we're
Like
13,
15?
14, something
Yeah.
like that. I can't remember exactly, but yeah.
So what are you? What
Only 2 months to
would you
go.
have been on?
I would have
60.
been
Like day
So I
45?
was like I went from day 11 and then to day 22, so that would have been 33. So we'll just say 12. So I would have been on 45 had I not shit the bed.
No, shit in your pants didn't count.
No, you said shit the bed.
Oh.
It's different.
Bed, yeah,
You
no,
probably shit the bed too.
But yeah, No, this one.
You're gonna want plastic sheets if you do that.
This one was close. Like I had traveled again, and I was out in Salt Lake, and got done with the office, got done working, got back, got some food, and I'm in my hotel room, and I was like, well, I still need to get my outside stuff, so I grabbed my backpack and threw a bunch of random shit from the hotel room in my backpack, and went and walked around. And I just in the cities, I'll generally like walk 10-ish minutes one direction, take a left, 10 minutes, take a left, and just do like a big circle. That way, I don't have to like pay attention. And this one, I was like, I'm just going to walk straight. And so I walked straight, was just walking, kind of looking around. Like, I was in Salt Lake City, and Salt Lake City is really pretty. Like, the view around it, you got the mountains and stuff, and it was a clear sky, snow-capped mountains with a pretty big moon. So it was actually pretty cool. And the next thing I know, I'm walking, like, right through this fucking bum town with people all piled on the corner. I'm like,
You have a backpack on. I just thought you were one of them.
right. Every, like, that little spidey sense in your body is like, Matt, you should probably turn around. Just hedge your bets and turn around. But I didn't. I walked through it, and then on the way back, it was fine because the cops showed up and they were kicking everyone out. It was fine.
Good.
But yeah, so we're still good. Still good there. Fortunately.
How about you, Tanner? You're sending
how's your head
threatening,
doing?
threatening emails to people.
No, I finished the Tom Havlin 50Q program, and I freaking loved that thing the entire time. But the end of it was just like a
Anticlimactic.
yeah.
What were you expecting?
Well, so like it was like a taper, like the last 7 to 10 days were taper, like a couple workouts, couple days off, couple rucks. I ended up doing a 90-minute ruck instead of a 60 because I wanted to.
So you didn't follow the program, so you got to start over.
Yeah.
That's not. I didn't sign up for that. So
I'm just saying, you didn't follow the program.
no, I wanted
wonder
to
it
hit this loop, and it was on Saturday, and it was freaking beautiful out.
It was nice out.
Yeah, my dog didn't like it, but my dog went with me. I think he was gonna die.
Like your dog, like your friend, or like your dog?
Yeah. DAWG.
No, DOG.
Like Snoop?
One
I
of my
get it.
3 dogs. We only take one at a time because they're all a bunch of dicks.
Did Nicole go with you?
Yep,
Well, that's good, because if somebody needed to be carried back, she could always carry you, I guess.
she
back.
probably could.
Yeah.
Or she'd get the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like, so it was like a taper week. So I was expecting at the end of it,
Just to get smashed.
or like, okay, we're gonna test out, we're gonna do something. But I went back and looked, and it's the end of the night weeks. It just ended with a dud. Like, I feel like I got robbed a week. You know, like if you're like, I can taper on my own.
It sounds like Matt's Norwegian 4-way without bukkake.
Right.
No bukkake, it just ends.
But
Build
you know,
up and
like,
suffering and
like
then
at the
Leave
end,
now. Leave
at the
now.
end of a, like, if you want to, like, if we do any of these other strength programs or whatever, and you have an 8-week program, a 12-week program, you have
You have a
ta-
test phase, yeah.
Yeah, but you have a test phase, you have a taper down, like a little like down week somewhere in the middle, right? A build back up, and then like a peak, like we're gonna retest, something like that. This was like kick my ass for 8 weeks and then taper me off, and then we're done. I'm like, I can.
So you can start the program again.
Yeah, I don't.
Are you supposed to, because he's from Australia, right?
Yeah, I messaged him.
Are you supposed to fight a kangaroo at the end and see how you do, or what?
Joey? Is that kid kangaroos are Joey's, right?
I don't know, but dude, those videos, those guys fighting
They look
kangaroos.
fucking yoked, right? They're fucking
There's
beating
no
up.
way I'm walking up to a
They just
kangaroo
hop
and
up
being
on their
like,
back tail and fucking kick you in the chest.
Well, that one where that guy, the kangaroo had the dog in like a headlock, and the guy walked up and punched it in his face.
Yeah.
The dog got away. The kangaroo was like, "What the fuck?"
We doing this, bro?
There's
And then-
another video about that. The dog was in a lake or something, and the kangaroo was trying to drown the dog.
Yeah,
And the guy had to
kangaroos are
save the dog.
psychos.
but it, like we looked it up one time, like the amount of like torque their back legs have, like for jumping, is insane.
Yeah. So,
I mean, they're like marsupial frogs.
Yeah.
so I need to pick a new program.
You're not going to do the Havlin again?
I'm not gonna do it again.
But
I'm gonna like.
would it
I
be-
think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna incorporate. So I might do. I was actually gonna ask you, Brett. Like, I want to do this like a pressing program, like a total like just bench press, shoulder press program. I was thinking about doing something like for maybe Big Z.
Oh yeah.
I
You
mean,
hate
he's the
your
press
shoulders?
king. I just like to press, but then I want to keep in like the plyometrics, the jumping, the ruck, and some of the other stuff. So kind of like just get like a 3-day program of just like a pressing program, and then work in some of the stuff from Havlin, because I thought it was great, and I feel more athletic and I feel in better shape.
And he needs to keep his shoulder size up for the size of his head. The ratio of the shoulder to heads needs to be better.
And if you
It's
don't
got-
know who Big Z is, Cedrunus civicus.
Yeah,
I met Savicus
God,
at the Arnold one year.
yeah.
Didn't he do like a 415 overhead, like sitting down? Like he was just sitting
Isn't
down
he like
on the
jacked
ground.
now though, like not fat anymore?
No, he's
he-
still fat.
He
is
leaned
he?
out for a while, and then I think he got
He
fat
got fat
again.
again, but he's
okay.
competing again.
Because he was like, I want to be strong.
But yeah, he did that, and it's not even like they call it the Z press or whatever.
Yeah.
But like he never like titled that. Somebody else called it
Yeah.
that. I think.
That's how you know you're good, is when someone else names
Someone
something
else is
after
like,
you.
that's so hard. They're like, okay, you
When
win.
we met him at the Arnold, it was me and Justin Groffs and Brian Brian Benzel was with us. And he's like walking around aimlessly, because if you've never been to the Arnold, they have the big Civic, whatever they call it. They're a big
Like the
auditorium,
big convention center.
big convention center, and there's like 2 or 3 hotels like hooked to it. And he's just walking around aimlessly, and he was like, "We're like, what's up?" And I was like, "I can't find a hotel." And I was like, none of us have the slightest clue. We're like, "Oh, it's just over there," just like fucking pointing. I don't fucking know. But hey, can we get a picture together first?
Hotel.
Massive. He's a massive human.
Well, but Benzel's not small.
No, but he made Benzel look small.
I mean,
and
he's
made all
probably-
of us.
He's
Like,
probably wearing like a 5X T-shirt, right? And I always thought when his head would pop through the T-shirt, it'd be like if you try to put your head through your armhole in your T-shirt. That's how it looked. Like the neck on that T-shirt's just fighting for its life, like just hanging on and choking him out the whole time.
it's like an anklet on a fat girl.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've met some pretty large people. Like, I bet like Benedict Magnuson.
Yeah.
I met him at the Olympia one year, and I thought he was big. Savickas
Yeah.
is a large human.
Like, how does he stack up to like Shaw or Thor? Did you see him when we were out there?
No, I didn't see.
Okay.
But he's just so wide. He's like a fucking walking like square.
True.
So for those of you who don't, let's see, Zavickas won 4 times, the world's strongest man. Shaw's won 4.
And he was like the greatest log presser of all time.
Pujanowski's won 5. So those are probably your 3 greatest strongmen ever.
Yeah, and Savickas was a massive overhead presser. I mean, he had the log press
Huge
world
presser.
record
Yeah.
for. He would just
Well,
consistently
his
break
shoulders
his.
were giant. Like, just.
He would
big
just. I'll try and
fucking
find the
joints.
picture. But he just consistently broke his own world record on the log press every year.
So I was thinking about doing like a Z pressing program, big Z pressing program.
I think you just do it every other week. Rotate your presses. It's like a West Side program. Just rotate your lifts. Do like an overhead press. The next week, do a bench press over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then have your accessories rotate through.
Well, that's actually what I probably need more help on, is just all the accessories that go into it.
6 accessories.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, because I think that's what people. We actually were talking about
Did
this
you,
with
did
somebody.
you come up with that, or is that?
I don't know, but I'll take it. Who were we talking to the other day? Me and Ron were talking to somebody the other day, and that's what I think a lot of training programs are missing, and or the lifters are not doing. You know, like Louis always used to say, you don't get better at benching just by benching.
Right.
You have to do the accessories, and that's where Dave Tate always talks about, do what you're bad at, because that's where you're weak.
So like,
And Ed says the same thing. What's he say? If you have a weak piece in your armor, you know, you need to make all the different parts of your armor strong.
yep.
You know, so it's just finding what you're bad at, but doing your accessories. So if you're doing like, and I don't even care if you're one of those fucking like IPF lifters or USAPL lifters who every day you come in and squat, bench, and deadlift, and then you leave. If you're not doing accessories, you're eventually going to top out, and it's going to be fast.
Well, and so like I understand the importance of pin pressing, the importance of floor pressing, all your tricep stuff.
Well, sometimes pin pressing isn't necessary. Like if you can be more explosive.
Right.
Right.
That's to like work through like sticky points. Like floor press helps you get a little bit stronger from that position, but like you miss out on a bunch of potential muscle.
But and floor press is a lot of tricep because a lot of people are weak in their triceps.
See, I think my triceps are not my weak spot.
I actually think doing push press will help bring your strict press up.
Yeah.
Because you learn to be fast through that motion. Because you have like the whole idea, weights measure or strength is measured in time, not in pounds. You only have so much time to exert maximal force.
Yeah.
Before you lose that, and that's where you hit your mini max or whatever your sticking point. So that's why Westside always used to do their speed work, right? You can do 3 bench presses in the time it takes to do 1 max effort. You can do 2 squats in the time it takes to do 1 max effort.
Okay.
But moving that fast, hopefully you can get past your sticking point before it stops you.
Do you think, did Louis have like a pressing program, like a bench?
It's like the bench press manual, but it's not very programmy.
Well, no, because he just did everything conjugate. He would just change bars and do your maxes. Because like he always said, if you're doing triples, you probably dog the first 3 to get the last one. And most injuries happen in sets with greater than like 2 reps.
Especially at 90% plus.
I'm just really good at doing shit I like. And
Yeah, duh.
yeah. So I just like, that's what I like. I like having a program because I like it pushing me outside.
Well, I think you're better with programs because otherwise you're only going to do what you like.
Yeah.
And that's why there's a lot of people that are like
Right.
that. There's not.
Yeah.
So you just have to be more diligent when you set up the program so that you're finding things that you don't like.
But like when I write my own program,
weekend.
I'm like, yeah, I'll put it down there, and then I'm like looking at the program. I'm like, I'm gonna talk to the guy who wrote this. I think we should go. Yeah, we're not gonna do this today.
You're right.
Because you're probably, I mean, even like your arms,
Is
like,
he okay? No, he's just working stuff out.
I mean, even like your arms, you're probably more bicep than tricep.
You think I am?
Yes.
Everyone makes fun of me for having no biceps and all triceps.
I'm looking at his arm right now. What do you think, Matt?
I mean, he's got a tricep.
Yeah.
Well, no, I just said more bicep than tricep. See?
Got decent proportions.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty.
But for being someone who wants to be a presser,
Yeah, you need bigger tricep.
yeah,
You need this guy, right? This big inside.
right by the elbow.
This is your
I
presser.
know.
This is the one that makes you
The lateral head.
Doing those.
Yeah, keep doing that motion.
with two.
So Tanner, we're back to old Tanner Smooth Tonsils over here.
So I've found
Selling,
to
selling
hit that,
t-shirts and giving hugs.
to hit that pressing head, whatever this piece of the tricep is, like
That little bitch piece of the tricep that doesn't transfer over.
Yeah, that doesn't
Heavy,
look good.
heavy,
It just
heavy
gets big
skull
and strong.
crushers.
Heavy skull crushers, and I like doing cable press down, like push downs, because I can change my arms and I can like, all right, I need to kick them out this way, or and sometimes it changes from workout to workout. Like it just fires differently. So if I know that this is the piece that I'm trying to hit, I just change my arms that day to make sure that this is the part that gets smoked.
So one thing that I am going to add in, and once again, I did love that 50Q program. I loved. I loved like 90% of it. I just didn't like the way it ended, and that's just I sent him a message because I mean, if other people are
Strongly
getting
worded email.
no, it was just like a message like, dude, love your program. Thought it ended kind of crappy. But like I love the rest of it. So, but the dead stop easy bar skull crushers, that was a fucking challenge. So like you basically stop right above you, like on the ground, stop on your head, dead stop every time. Man, that was a good exercise.
Well, that's even.
And dumbbell same way.
Yeah.
Well, remember Westside used to do the rolling tricep extensions. But they
Yep.
could almost momentum them up. But those guys would do like 70-pound dumbbells.
Yeah.
But you were almost like kind of cheating the initial movement because all you're trying to get is the lockout part of it for your bench and overhead press.
But then you have that machine over here. I don't even think it's for
right
that.
by the bathroom.
Right by the bathroom that you can actually do those roll up.
Oh yeah, I love it. You just you get the arm pads out of the
Yeah.
way. Yeah,
That thing's that thing's
Oh,
pretty
that one
sweet.
over there.
the Eagle tricep extension one, whatever. It's a Cybex.
Yeah.
Maybe I just need to sit down and just write a program, ask some people. ask
I
Brett.
think a lot of your pressing. Most people are bad pressers because their triceps are weak,
Yeah.
and then your elbow takes the brunt of it, and then your elbows get fucked up.
Yeah. But you still need like solid shoulder strength and stability.
Oh yeah, and
to be able
shoulders
to
are
do
and you
that.
know that too. And Tanner's a good overhead presser, but like shoulders are a weak point for everybody. No one is overhead pressing anywhere near what they're benching normally.
One of the recent videos from Mike Israetel, he talked about shoulder training, and in there, he pretty much is like, hey, if you're looking for hypertrophy and you're looking for shoulder muscle growth, like you need to isolate that stuff, like your raises and stuff.
I
You
don't
do
think
side, front,
I don't
rear.
Think, that's the thing is I don't think I'm really working for hypertrophy.
But you are because you need those to stabilize the shoulder while you're pressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're trying to grow the muscle, like the shoulder, according to like the last stuff he was saying is like if you're trying to grow the shoulder, you need to try to isolate that stuff because when you add in other pieces, too much of the rest of the body kind of comes in and kind of helps out. But if you just need to get this part, like your outside head, like side raises, are where you need to go.
So like doing a bunch of all the accessories more like in a hypertrophy type rep range, and then but like how many? So let's just say I'm doing like in a day like a bench press and then maybe like an incline and then let's just say like heavy skull crushers. Like should I do those like 3x3 to 5x5 somewhere and then hit all the other accessories? Like that's where I get a little stuck. Like how heavy
hypertrophy is anything from I think it's 8 to 30 is
it's failure.
That's your range. Well, I mean, if you go
but then you get
beyond,
into endurance.
yeah, if you go
start
beyond
to cut
30,
out after a little while
if you
there.
go beyond 30, like it's not enough stimulus that you're not like your ROI is not good. Like your stimulus fatigue ratio starts to go down.
Yeah, because the weight's obviously too light.
Right, it's too
So
light.
let's just say I keep accessories like in the 12 range.
Right, so you can stay 12, and like for me, I like shoulders. I like more volume. I would rather do like 3 or 4 sets of like 20 to 25. For like some of the shoulder, like the shoulder isolation stuff. Now, one of the things I've picked up from him that I've been using in this new program is I think he calls them myo rep matches is the term, but essentially it's like a drop set, but it's you're matching your reps from the set before. So you do your first set, then you get 20 curls, right? And you do 2 reps in reserve or whatever your cut is. When you do your next one, you're using the same weight, but you have to get 20 reps. So if you get 15, you stand there and you wait a couple seconds, and then you squeeze out another 2 or 3, wait a little bit, squeeze out. So you do that, but you might have 2 or 3 myo rep match sets, which is a great way to get more volume and staying underneath that threshold of like, you're not truly blasting yourself to failure because you're getting kind of close. It's like edging, right? You get kind of close and then you back off. So like you get kind of close to that failure and then you back off a little bit.
It's not a podcast if Matt doesn't throw a porn term in there somewhere.
No, that's not a porn term. That's been happening in local high schools.
What?
Edging? Yes, it's been happening in local high schools.
I don't even know.
I'd be pissed.
How do you know?
I heard from a friend.
No,
I gotta go, guys.
The teacher that we know, I think did she tell me that? Did she tell us that?
I don't.
We'll go with that.
But then it was funny because we were talking about it, and one of the other guys who comes here was like, "Oh, they did that way back when we were in high school." And Ron and I were like, "No, they didn't. No one did that."
I thought I said it a couple. Like I can't remember.
I mean, you might be into that
So
stuff.
if you don't know what edging is, I think it's basically you're just like jerking off
Google
until
it.
right before, and then you stop. And kids are doing this in class.
What?
Right
Yes.
before the
That's
field.
fucking weird and pointless.
Right.
Yeah, when I was
I
younger,
don't even mile rep match my dick.
Back in my day, we just finished.
yeah, in my day, we didn't call that edging. We called that blue balls.
Running the race, you get to the
do that
finish
with
line,
your
you just turn
cousin.
around, leave.
What did you say?
Running the race, you get to the finish line, you're like, don't cross, and you're just like, just
Yeah,
walk off
fuck
and
that.
leave.
Yeah. Back in my day, that was called blue balls. But anyway,
But yeah, so the mile rep match is cool.
and hypertrophy is basically you just need like 2 sets, right?
You need, yeah. So the way
2 to 4.
Yeah, but I think you can kind of change, right? Because sometimes, like for hamstring curls, if you do one solid set of curls, like you can get a pretty sweet pump, and like fatigue. Yeah, you get a pump, bro. That's what we're doing. We're chasing the dragon. But you
Every
can do
time
that.
someone says pump, I think about the bro science guy talking about a pump. That
I think of
guy's
Arnold
great.
in Pumping Iron. He's like, every day I'm coming in the gym. I'm coming at home. I'm coming all the time.
there's 2 things in life: pumping and humping.
So it kind of depends on what the muscle is. But yeah, I mean, sometimes maybe it takes 5 sets to get like a full, to really get to the point that you want. But you can adjust that kind of from week to week. But if you know that this one, so like the myo reps one, I find hard to do more than one myo rep, because it's like if I get 20, then the next one maybe I get 15 in my first go, and then I have to go the rest of the way. But then the third one, maybe I only get like 8. And then
You're
it's
just sitting there for like a half
So
hour.
then I'm like 4 or 5 seconds, 2. All right, and wait 4 or 5 seconds again. Do it again. So it kind of depends, but it's what a lot of what his research is and citing is that hypertrophy is between 8 to 20 or 8 to 30. Once you go beyond 30, like it's no good. That generally, that normal range of like 12 to 15 is pretty good. Sometimes the lower rep range, depending on the muscle group, is great. Sometimes higher is better. But I always did my accessories kind of thinking of more bodybuilding style.
Yeah.
And
That's gotta dial in this next goal.
And then as far as like your pressing, like, I mean, if you're just looking at overall absolute strength, I would just work on singles.
Just
Okay.
singles.
Change your bars.
for
You
like
could
your
put-
main movements, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Change your bars. I go an axle, go a regular bar, go a football bar. We did overhead press with a cambered bar before because then it swings while you're doing it. And then, bring in like maybe on your 4th or 5th
yes.
week. Yeah.
Yep.
On your 4th or 5th week, maybe bring in like a bamboo bar.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Where it's, so you're changing it. But yeah, you work up to a single. That's what you're trying to do. Absolute strength is a single.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So okay.
But like where Matt's saying for size wise, but you want all that stability from the side, front, and
Yeah.
rear.
I mean-
and a lot of people neglect rear delts.
Yep. I don't. I try not to.
Yeah, I mean, whether you're doing rear delt flies, pull aparts, upright rows will hit them a little bit. Also train your traps. I mean, and the overhead press in general is, we always used to call it the squat for the upper body. I mean, it's a full body workout. You have to stabilize to hold that weight above your head. And don't power press it like a fucking loser. You know what I
No.
mean? Where you lean way back and then fucking push it up. That they took that movement out of the
You mean
Olympics.
standing incline.
They took that movement out of the Olympics for that fucking reason, because they were cheating the lift. So, but yeah, don't do that part of it.
On to Brett's check-in.
Dude, I'm still better at seated jumps than I am standing jumps.
Really?
How's that possible?
Not necessarily like numerically. I think it's because I box squatted for so long.
True.
Like what I did last week, I got 38 and a half. But when you get to 30, you start to get 36, you start to get nervous. Dude, a seated jump, I fuck 36 didn't even bother me. Fucking hopped right up on it. Didn't even think about it, just fucking did it.
But standing there, you're like, fuck.
Standing, you think about, and I don't know why. But
No,
yeah.
it's what I do. I like walk by the box, like don't make eye contact with it. And then,
the fucking sneak attack?
yeah, and then you just turn and jump.
I got you, bitch.
Yeah, no, I just have to go. Like I just have to go. Otherwise, I think
I've
about
ever
it.
heard.
No, that way you don't think about it. It's like walking by, like just minding your own business. You're like, it's right there. It's like, okay, hold on. Boom, jump, done. You're like, yeah, fuck you, got you.
Kick the box. Yeah, what's
Yeah,
up?
like I'll just sit, and then when I sit, I'll sit and like think for a second, then I'll go.
That's funny. I guess I don't know. I don't know if I know anybody who's better at a seated jump than a
Dude,
standing
I've
jump.
always been that way. I mean, that video I had, that was a seated
Yeah.
jump. I've just always been better. Like I said, I think it's because I box squatted for so long.
So like the loading, however you're loading, it just
Yeah.
fits better.
I'm just fucking probably just far too explosive to be upright.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's probably the moral of that story.
But-
just explosive.
Yeah,
Shit
but no,
world champion.
yeah.
Yeah. You're never going to go down to the zombie apocalypse. Like, what's that zombie land when he's like, oh, the worst times when you're in there pooping and a zombie comes. Brett's jumping clean.
Yeah, I'll be right over that guy.
Yeah.
Jump right over, just shower him with shit as he flies over.
But yeah, and obviously I haven't done my ruck yet this week, but well, I did this afternoon. Yeah, other than that, it's been going good. Still throwing medicine balls, still whatever. Just doing regular training,
Fuck
nothing
yeah.
crazy. Derek and I, we just rotate exercises every week. Overhead press, incline press, bench. You know, then I rotate my deadlift, squat, good morning each week. Because I only squat like every 3 weeks, actually.
Yep. I just don't know how much longer I have. I'm going to be 45 in like 2 months.
You look 60.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
rough, man.
What's that on Bad Boys? How old are you? 18? You look fucking 30.
Oh, you at least 35 years old.
But I just
Like when
don't. I don't
Coach
know
X
how
comes
much.
around.
I don't know how much longer you have to get stronger. I'm not saying.
I don't think there's a limit.
Yeah. I mean, depending.
And I do
on,
agree with like our last podcast. If you haven't listened again, go back and listen to Wednesdays with Dr. Seaman. Like, I think you can, like she said, the sprinting as you're older. And I think, and more stuff you read, like obviously older populations, lower body strength is huge. We've talked about that in past podcasts, but I think explosive movements.
I will say that I think that if you're of my age and you're going to sprint, I think you're kind of better off doing like flying sprints.
Are you talking
Like-
about like a jog into a sprint?
Yeah, like I don't know that I would sit there and like.
Start from blocks and jump.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that, and I don't think it's that.
Well, especially not in the beginning.
Yep, it's that first. So like if you want to do sprints, I would like jog into a sprint and then sprint and then jog at the end of it, so we don't have those. Like, just don't tear a fucking hamstring trying to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, be smart about what you're doing. Like, work yourself into it. Like, you're not gonna walk in and we know somebody that does, but you're not gonna walk into the gym and just throw like fucking
405 on a squat bar and drop it on the
crush
fucking
it.
ground.
yeah. Anybody intelligent work up to work up to something on those sprints. But I do think doing explosive movements continually.
Yeah.
And the other thing I think people leave out is on box jumps is the jump down. The landing also builds
deficit
in.
jump is- yeah.
Yeah, absorbing that energy is a big deal. If you're just like jumping up and then you step on another box to get down, dude, just and if you don't want to do it from a high box, that's fine. Do jumps onto whatever box you can, but do a landing so you learn to absorb that power. You go the old toes to heel, knees bent, you know what I mean, all that stuff. Because as you get older too, your balance, your awareness, you know what I mean, you want to keep that. And I mean it's like the old like in football, learning how to fall.
Yep.
It's like in weightlifting, learning how to bail on a lift is also just as important as learning the lift. Knowing, like, keeping yourself from falling as you get older, especially with you with all that forward head weight, you got to fucking really
I
offset
know.
that shit.
Right.
Fucking
Yeah.
adds
A
an
whole
element.
different dimension.
Yeah.
Literally, that where his head's at, the whole different dimension. All right, guys. Anything
That
else?
was a long check-in episode.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
We learned a lot of things. We learned about some kind of weird sex thing with Matt.
Yeah.
Edging.
4x4.
Yeah.
Edging.
He's taking four Vikings for
Yes.
4 hours.
For 4 minutes and then 3-minute break and then 4 minutes.
Yes.
We learned that Haviland's probably going to fly to Nebraska to slap Tammy. Strongly.
I hope so. I'm gonna message him like, hey man, I will pay for your flight. You just show up to this dude's house and just fucking slap him.
You would know if it was him. Nobody fucking knows what this guy looks like.
I know. Yeah, he's on Instagram.
Does he show his face?
He used to. He hasn't for a long time. Yeah, but I think you'd probably know when the 6'8", 400-pound guy
Jack dude just
fucking walked at the gym like, yo.
It was like was it Maynard from Tool? He used to like just stay in the background and would sing like he was never like out in front.
Yeah.
Just like hang out in the back.
Man, I like I said, I thought it was a great program. I just don't think it ended well.
I mean, it's my mind goes to like,
anticlimactic.
oh, you have this like big buildup, and then like let's have this down week. Oh, and then you can buy the program, and then we'll do it again.
Even if he said, hey, like even if the coaching thing said, hey, we're gonna have a down week. You know, this is just to get you back into whatever program you're doing next. Cool. Right, but it was just like
There's no descriptor around it.
And it just stopped. So like I'm sitting there and it like ended on like a Tuesday. I'm like, okay, well maybe when I get to Tuesday, it's gonna be like, okay, Wednesday max, but it doesn't want to tell me. But it's like this motherfucker's gonna do something stupid.
Jump ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm like kind of waiting like Christmas morning, and like the BB gun wasn't there. Nothing happened.
Yep, you'll shoot your eye.
No, he just got that fucking bunny outfit from.
He's got that fucking bunny outfit hopping around.
All right. Well, like I said, the more you know. Learned a lot of things here.
It's been an educational day.
Yeah. Like, subscribe, follow if you like us or don't like us. We did have a run of shirts that are about sold out.
Yeah.
So
There's probably a few left.
yeah.
Some adult sizes.
I'd say let us know, but nobody ever really tells us. Nobody really answers it's fine. It's whatever. We know you're listening. We can see the streams.
We tracked your IP.
Yeah. But yeah. Like, subscribe,
You've been
follow.
using a different shampoo.
Smell different when you're awake.
Damn it, I was just going to say that. That's my favorite. But yeah, like, subscribe, follow. Tell everyone whether you like us or don't like us. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks.